So I built a new truck, this time not an electric beast, but a tire-squealing, gas-burning drift monster. Or in other words, a Nissan D21 Hardbody. So these trucks were produced in like the 90s, probably like 1991 maybe was when they first came out. I honestly have no idea, but Nissan made quite a few of them. I think actually my dad owned one, and they made 4-wheel drive versions, 2-wheel drive versions, extended cab, you know, just your standard pickup truck kind of things. And you know, similar to like the old Toyota pickups, as time went on, of course, people decided to modify them. You know, everything from lowering to wide body kits to even engine swaps, you name it. It's probably all been done at least once on one of these. Now this truck is certainly kitted out for drifting. Basically, it's got these big fender flares here in black which stand out from like the red body and also make it slightly wider, as I don't actually usually use these on my truck because in this scale I feel like they almost stick out too much, but for like a wide body kind of fender flare, these mudguards work almost perfectly. The front here of course has your classic Nissan styling with like these two front things that kind of angle in a little bit, and they're basically just attached using these clips back here. And now that I got the hood open, you can see the engine here, and yeah, it's literally just a 1x2 tile. It's really not too great because I didn't have too much room in the engine bay, as these clips kind of take up some room. And this engine isn't really based off of anything like specific. I mean, a lot of people do engine swaps on these, so it could really be anything you think of. Probably not like a V8, but like a 4-banger or a straight 6, something like that. Moving on to the front bumper, it's just got some grills here and also these orange lights basically behind the grills, which I think are like the indicator lights on the real truck. I also really like the A-pillars on this truck as well. Number one, they're both in red, which is not really true for all my trucks, as some of them are just all in gray, even if the truck's like a different color. But also the fact that it just matches up to the roof really perfectly, as I use these little like bulb pieces. Pretty sure that's what they're called, but I use them on top of these like bar clip pieces. And now the upgrades don't end as we get to this bed right here. Got this little ducktail spoiler on the tailgate right here. And then in the bed, just got some grills that could be like, I don't know, like your trans cooler or like a probably not an intercooler, but like something like that. And underneath it's got your typical like single exit JDM style exhaust. And those are all the key exterior details on this truck, but I will move on to like a little bit of a more technical like building standpoint. Let me know if you want me to do this in more of my videos. I'm not really sure if you guys like more of like the explanation of the features or also kind of like what went into designing this. I'd assume like not all you guys are mock builders, but probably like a decent amount of you guys are, so yeah, just let me know. So basically on the bed sides on the rear here, well, as you can see in the rear, it's kind of angled up, and this is using like an upside down building technique with these clip pieces as well as these like 1x1 tile with like a little bar sticking out. And this is actually one of my go-to techniques for like upside down building. Probably one of the most like complex things in this truck that at least took me a while to like figure out is of course like the headlight and front end kind of assembly here. And basically it gets attached to clips in the middle of the grille. It's got this clip stuck into a headlight brick. And the headlight is also attached in a bit of a unique way using this like 1x1 plate with bar, and it's just pressed in, but it actually lines up perfectly with the edge and just makes it look really clean. And so I think I've basically hit every detail on this truck. Another really great thing about this is its lack of parts. Probably sounds like a bad thing at first, but since this truck is just so like, I don't know, like light and thin, it doesn't really use too many parts. And with that being said, this also might be added to my website, as things with not too many parts are just really great for making kits. You know, of course the price can be lower and all of that. Keep an eye out for this coming as a kit. I've also added like a few things on my website recently if you want to check it out. And with this all being said, well, let's of course move on to the tutorial.